Choosing your fuel wisely is going to be one of the most important things that you do in your entire life. This comes down to your businesses, your relationships, your spiritual walk, your health journey. Being able to understand what motivates you and what you choose to motivate you is going to change your life forever. So inside this video, I'm going to show you some of the things that I've experienced, and then too as well, just different ways that you can decide to use as fuel to motivate you. And I'm going to show you the positives and the negatives so you can know what you get yourself into, and you can decide, okay, I can use this thing to motivate me and it won't drain me too much down in the future. This video is going to be focused a lot more on the entrepreneurship side of things. But other than that, let's just get straight into it. So the first one that I want to talk about is pain. So this was, matter of fact, one of the first ones that I started with. And it's all I had at that period of time. I've experienced trauma as a child, experienced not having a lot as a child. I've experienced seeing other people have other things that I wanted, and it built up this sense of anger. It built this sense of comparison up within my life. And it put like a sense of aggressiveness within my life to want to get those things. So it was just like, you know what, I don't care what I have to do, I have to get there. And like I said, I'm going to be showing you guys some positive negatives. And don't mind my ghetto setup, but I feel like this is going to be extremely important for you to see. So some positives here when we talk about using pain as your fuel to get to you where you want to be. The first one is different level of hunger. Like I was saying, when people come from nothing, you know this already. If you got some people who come from, just places where they didn't have food to eat on certain days, like they didn't know if they were going to survive, like all these different things. When you're so far on this spectrum and you see a possibility for you to get up out of your current situation, the hunger that's going to be built up is going to be something different. That's why a lot of people want to work with people who are hungry, man, because it's just like another level of thinking. It's another level of excellence that you're looking within inside yourself, and energy that you're going to be using to get up out that situation. So that's positive. The second one is going to be mental toughness. Like I was saying too as well, you've already experienced harsh things. So when it comes to solving a business problem, it's like, man, this is nothing. I used to sleep on the floor, like things of that nature. Then we're going to dive into some negatives, right? Because that's a great positive to be super aggressive and excited to go to work and doing anything to get out that situation. But what this can lead to, right, negative of using pain as one of your motivation sources, if not healed, it leads to burnout and downward spiral. So I was blessed enough to use my pain to get into entrepreneurship and grow and start to, build my life on a more of a positive trajectory. But I was blessed enough to have a time where it's like, I know that's not it. Because you begin to have, I feel like, just for me, God will allow you to go through different seasons, and he's going to show up in your life at certain seasons, right? So as you use your pain to get to where you want it to be, I feel like you're going to have a revelation where it's like, okay, cool. I can keep using this, or I can use something else, right? So you decide to have that revelation, that conversation with God. Like I said, this is just something that I believe in, and he's able to speak to you, and you have the decision to choose what you're going to use in, what you're going to be using from there. But when I say this leads to burnout, and also as well, just talking about the next one, so the survival, you're thinking in survival instead of sustaining. So even when you get to the point that you want it to be at, there's no sense of like comfortability. There's no just sense of, okay, how can I sustain this wealth instead of just draining myself out and just saying, all right, man, and still acting like I'm still that kid from, that didn't have no food to eat or none of those things. It's just mentally, it keeps you at a point of always wanting to do more and feel like you've never accomplished nothing. And I feel like that's not good soul care. That's not good. Just mental care that's going to allow you to do this thing for a long period of time, because you're still acting out of desperation like you haven't made it yet. So I feel like it's important when you get to that point that you've been praying for or you always wished, now you're able to recalculate and decide, say, you know what, this is where I want to be now. Okay, so that's using pain, trauma. Like I said, I'll share some things that I've experienced using this too as well. I definitely use this starting out. I would not say I still use this. There's a part of me that still uses it, but not as much as, when I first started, when I didn't have nothing at all. Okay. So the second one is going to be, I'm going to say excitement and passion. Y'all probably gonna like this one. I know it's a lot of people out there who have an idea, it start just going, and you like, man, I think I can do this. Man, it just feel good in the moment. You feel like, man, I have this deep urge to do something for these type of people and all these things. So let's just go ahead and just dive into some positives first, and then we're gonna hit the negatives. I'm gonna do this too, just so we can focus on that first. So positives is creativity is increased, like I just talked to you guys about, and you're always energized for the most part. Like you have this idea, it's super exciting. Like you just start to think of ideas, man, what if I turn this thing to the left side, or what if I flip the product upside down? Like you just start thinking about different things and services and how much you can offer people, and it's great. Like I feel like it's a constant overflowing that you may feel within inside yourself. Like you have new ideas. It's always going to be better, and you're always going to be able to develop this thing, which is amazing. Okay. So that's the positives about having, fueling yourself from using the fuel of excitement and passion to start something within your life. But now let's just say the negative. The negative of that one thing is easily destroyed. Okay. And then the second one, emotional equals bad decisions. I'm going to talk about this first one, easily destroyed. I'm going to tell y'all a story. So me personally, I went to college to major in nursing. This was something that I wanted to do as a kid, just going into high school. I felt just the urge to help people. Like it was like, man, I want to get into nursing because I'm going to be able to serve people for the rest of my life. This sounds amazing. Like it excited me. It was a passion of mine. But when I tell you, everything was fine, right? I think everything was cool until I got into chemistry. Man, when I got into that chemistry, they talking about you got to learn the periodic table. I said, yeah, this not going to be for me. God bless y'all. I'm going to go ahead and just switch this thing real quick. Just imagine that. Me over a span of 4 years, being super excited, right? Being super passionate about getting to the nursing program. When I face one obstacle, I quit it. Right. And that's obviously, that's me thinking back then as 18-year-old, 19-year-old. I'm just trying to do anything that feels easy at the time. So if I did it now, it would have been a different type of approach that I was making. But it's just crazy to see that I can be so excited about something. And when I face one obstacle, it is destroyed. Like I just throw it out the window. Right. So it's easily destroyed. Quick in a hurry. All right, it's if you use that as some fuel, it can, when you face an obstacle, I'm like, man, I don't even want to do this no more. And then secondly, emotional equals bad decisions. A lot of the times when we want to go after things, when it comes to, just being pulled toward this thing from a sense of excitement and passion, emotions are high. Like, this is my thing. This is what I've been dreaming about. This is what I've been, journaling about since I was a child. Like all these emotions are built up within it. And one thing I've learned about entrepreneurship was probably one of the most important things ever is to think more logical, like go by the numbers instead of being so much emotional tied to certain things, because emotional sway, you can be feeling amazing one day and terrible the next day. Your ads can be doing amazing one day and they do terrible the next day, and you want to just cut off your ad. No, you got to let that thing keep running, because now you got to track your numbers. Okay. Over a 30-day time horizon. Am I making money or I'm losing money? Then you make a decision from there. It shouldn't be a decision that like, man, I feel bad about this. Man, I don't like this little obstacle I'm facing, so I need to quit. So I definitely wanted to mention that to you guys. So that is when you are fueling yourself from excitement and your passions. So the third one, which was one of my favorites, it's probably a lot of you guys' favorites too as well, or what I would say you're being drawn to right now. It is material possessions. Oh man, y'all forgive me if I misspell possessions. Like I said, I went to school and did the college thing. It wasn't for me. Okay, so y'all just gotta excuse me if I didn't spell it right. So going into the positives. Now, I want to mention this is a story too as well. This was a huge one for me. Like using material possessions, seeking things for, let's just say my car, my dream car, my Corvette I wanted. Man, that thing made me go hustle. Like I'm gonna be completely honest with you. That thing made me go all out. I was doing anything. This was my first time ever paying a car note that was over $1,000. I couldn't even imagine it, but I did it. I did it, and the vehicle was able to make me do it. At least that's what I felt in that period of time. So I used that for me to get to where I wanted to be. And so I wanted to share that to you. This thing works. All these things work. It's just, depending upon what you want to use. But I just wanted to share that with you guys. So positive, two positive. There are deer. Hold on now. What? Okay. Y'all forgive me. I was like, what did I just write here? Okay, they're clear and tangible. Like you see it. It's a tangible thing. Okay, if I do this, this is going to be the result of it. This is the car that I'm wanting. What do I have to do to afford this car? Okay, it's $1,000 something a month. I got to make this to make it, right? It's very clear and a tangible goal that you can go after. There's not nothing that's, it comes up by chance. You just see what you want. And secondly, it removes laziness for the most part. Once again, like I said, I've been trying to find things when it comes to entrepreneurship that make me move. A lot of the times, certain passions that make me move. So I was like, you know what, man, I bet your butt if you got $1,000 payment every single month, you gotta afford, you gonna move in. And it did. Like it got me going. I was thinking about that all the time. Like every single 30 days, I knew I had to make this payment. So I have to make more than this payment so I can be able to afford this car. So that is the second positive that I just want to bring about, fueling yourself from material possessions. And then going into the negatives. The negatives. Man, you gonna find this out real early. Okay, it does not satisfy your soul. It doesn't. Okay, so when I got my car, man, it was amazing. I felt on top of the world. Like nobody couldn't tell me nothing. I was dropping the top, cruising, feeling like the man. It felt amazing for a month and a half at tops, 2 months at tops. But after that, it was just like, okay, this is just my 2001 Honda, my first ever car I had. That's all it reflected to me. It was just a vehicle that got me from point A to point B. Obviously, it got me more attention and had me, being able to talk to a lot more people. It was a, conversation piece starter. And I would notice that about it. But when it came to just me, how I felt about the vehicle, it was just, it was just a car. And it still left something within inside of me that's like, you know what? That's not motivating me anymore. Like that doesn't get me up every single morning no more. Like I know I can pay the $1,000 car note, I'm chilling. Like it's just a whatever type of thing. And I'm just being honest with you guys. Right after that, it's a never ending chase. So going through this, when I say it doesn't satisfy your soul, you feel that another level of emptiness. So now you may be asking yourself, okay, man, let's upgrade the Corvette. Let's go to, and I'm so happy I didn't do this, man, because this is going to be an ongoing cycle that probably would have never ended. So I thank God for that. But you find yourself in this chase of like, okay, all right, the Corvette, I ain't really happy with it no more. So subconsciously, you telling yourself, your thoughts is like, man, that's because it's an older version. That's why. Like, how about you get a 2025? Yeah, do that. And then when you get to 2020, man, how about you just, go up to the Bentley? I think the Bentleys, that's what's going to do it. Once you get to Bentley, man, it's like a lot older model, man. I need something nice. How about the McLaren? I think the McLaren's going to do it. Like you start to like just make false accusations on what you are going after because your flesh is telling you these things, but it's just not true at all. Okay, so it's this never-ending cycle of, now I'm saying if you do get caught up in it, like I said, I didn't get caught up in it. I seen the Corvette, it helped me for the period of time. I seen it didn't satisfy my soul, so that's why I was like, okay, I'm gonna just leave that where it is. But if you don't, it can lead you down to some rabbit holes that you don't want to go down. Okay, so I just wanted to mention that for you guys. All right, so that is material possessions, and the last one. Which is one, me being honest now, this is something that I'm doing currently right now. And it's different for me for sure, but I've already seen some positive in it. Right? So My fuel now is God's vision for my life. God's vision. God's vision. And you like, man, how can I, what are the tangible things of this? I ask myself that same question all the time. But let's just go over some of the positives first. All right. And then I'll be able to break down some things for you guys a little bit more for you. So positives of using God's vision as your fuel. Eternal value is long term. So something that I've become to recognize is when I'm following God's word and I'm completely giving up my will and picking up his that he has for my life, it's a long-term journey. It's an eternal journey. I'm saying, you know what, man, I sacrifice all my aspirations, all my goals, the things that I thought that was going to get me to where I wanted to be. Like the things that I thought that were going to get me to where I wanted to be and that allowed me to feel a sense of peace, joy, happiness. Like I thought those things were going to help me, but I seen that they didn't. So I'm saying, you know what? You are my father. I'm going to go to surrender everything onto you. That is the journey that I'm on now. And it's eternal. Like it's one of those things like, you know what? I'm going to be here for a long time and I'm happy with that. Right after that, it's just stay on the plan. So once you know you're following God's vision, and I know a lot of you guys may be asking, like, how do you know this? Man, it is just from, once again, verbally saying that, like in prayer time. I don't talk to God as if he's just like a random person. I'd be completely honest with my goals, my aspirations, the things that I'm struggling with, everything. Like I'm speaking to him as a real person. Like, I heard this from a pastor. It's just like, stop acting like God doesn't know how you truly feel. So when I'm praying and I'm trying to see out the vision that he has for my life, it is real. It's like, why do you have me doing this? Like, this is a conversation I'm having. Like, why do you have me doing this? I don't like this. Like, I'm tired of doing this one thing and I keep getting this result. Can you show me another result? Like, I'm trusting you here and I don't see you. Where are you? Like, those type of conversations. And just after having those conversations and going in prayer, being in my word, being around community, I feel like, man, he starts to speak to you in ways that you didn't even understand at first. Like some things that you would have ignored as, as luck or some things like that, you start to see that's when he's talking to you. And he will also as well bring people in your life to confirm some of the things that you may be thinking about too as well. Okay, so that is how you will understand the vision for your life. But when I talk about staying on the path, just how something like this, when I just said one of the negatives of going out for just of excitement and passion is easily destroyed. When I'm following God's visions for my life, it's not destroyed. It's not. Like I know you gave me this, so I'm going to keep on going. I don't care if a big obstacle comes up in a way. I'm going to step over that obstacle, or I'm going to find something that I can tear this obstacle down with. How can I get better? What am I supposed to be learning from this situation? Those are the different type of mindset shifts that I have when, walking with God and it just allowing him to be my fuel for my life. And let's just go into some of the negatives, quote unquote. And this is going to be big for you guys too as well. So if you could call this a negative, it's not always being understood. And this is, it hurts in the beginning. I won't say hurt, but it's just a different type of feeling because especially if you're someone who's likes to be agreed, like if you're a quote unquote people pleaser or you like to everybody to agree with you and see the vision that you want to build and all those things, it's going to be different for you because you're not going to be understood. Some of the things that God put in your heart may seem quote unquote suicide for some people. You understand what I'm saying? Like it may seem too much at times. And one thing that you have to understand is just like, he does things that just doesn't make any sense. Like you'll start to see some stuff now, like, why did you have to do that? Why couldn't you just do this thing and just kind of rearrange it like that? Why can't you just give it to me? You know what I mean? Like you start to have these type of different talks, but it's just like, it's a reason for everything that he is doing. And everyone is not going to understand it. Even some of your close friends, even your parents may not understand it. But if you feel it and you hear from him, you got to just keep on going, And then lastly here, we're going to go over just testing and isolation. when I talked about some of the staying on paths. Some people can view testing and isolation as a negative. I just start to view it as a positive thing because I know every single thing he is doing for me is the betterment of my good. And then also as well too, I know that he would never let his faithful one see decay. Like I know this, so I'm walking in that boldly, right? So even though I walk through the darkest valleys, I shall not fear no evil. I won't fear no evil because I know what's at the end. I know there's light at the end of the tunnel, and he will always be for me. Like the good will always prevail, always. Like the light will always outshine the darkness. So I started to view this as a positive, at least for me. But some people may say, you know what, testing and isolation, you're going to go through trials, and they're going to be. Let's put it like this: the trials that you're going to go through, walking with God and His vision, is going to be worse than if you weren't walking with God. Now, you may be like, bro, what are you talking about? And I'm just being honest here, at least just from my journey. It's because usually when you walk on a trial on your own and a disappointment, that may have occurred within your life, you do anything that you can to get outside that disappointment, right? So you do anything. I don't care who I have to hurt. I need to get up out this pain. Okay? Until you're able to get healed. That's what the world tells you to do. When you're walking with God, you have to get up. You have to go through the testing and then continue to do good. It's like, it don't make sense. Like you have to go through these times of trial, isolation, being alone for long periods of time. And you still have to be a good person. Of course you can have an attitude. I'm not saying like negative emotion is required on this life. We have to, have these things just to be a normal human. But the way that you talk to people, the way you serve people, this doesn't stop. This is an ongoing servicehood. All right, it's constantly serving, trying to be your best. When you're interacting with people, they need to see that you're still an ambassador of the kingdom, even though you may be suffering right now. They might even know you're suffering. They may think you're on the top of the world, but you just had the most terrible breakup in your life. You just had the most craziest event happen to your body. You know what I mean? You may have gotten an accident, like Lord forbid. The business may just tanked, but when they see you, they see a sense of a glow, a sense of a lightness, a sense of a power erupting out of you. And they're wondering what it is. It's the presence of God. So I really want you to start to understand it's really a positive when you start to just take on that mindset of that. But man, that was it. So you got 4. We talked about pain, excitement, passion, material possessions, and God's vision. Now, I'm not going to tell you which one to choose. I know a lot of you guys are on different parts of your journey. You may be like, bro, I don't know God yet, man. I'm still trying to be on that journey. I got some pain though. I got some pain. I got some trauma that I've been dealing with. I got all these things. I got some excitement. I got some material possessions that I want. And I'm not telling you to ignore these things. Once again, I said that I use these things. But one thing that I wish I knew before I decided to use these things of the negatives that can occur while I'm using these things as my fuel. Okay, so if you have to use this pain now, use it. Use it. Right? If you have to use, man, I want this nice house on top of the hill. I want a basketball court in the back of my yard. I want this, Lamborghini, Rolls Royce. If you have to use those things to aspire, right, to go after, use them. But I want you to make sure that once you get what that you want to get, and as you're on the way to getting where you want to get, you're not damaging other people. You're not sacrificing other people's lives for your gain. So you have to be careful with this, right? Because this can be truly damaging in your life. And especially when it comes to material possessions, you can start to set things up as idols in your life too as well. Like you start to put things above God. So to just be careful with the way that you're using these things, but just use what you have to use now and just constantly reassess yourself. Every single another step. Okay, cool. All right, how you feeling? All right, am I damaging people? Lord, can you please speak to me on this journey? Like, show me my, my heart's desires. Like, I want to make sure that I'm still serving you. Because the ultimate goal, to be honest with you, I would prefer you to be here. But I understand how life gets, okay? So if you got to use the pain, just use the pain. Because that's what's going to get you up. If you got to use that dream car to get you up, use that. If you got to use the excitement, use that. But the ultimate goal, I want you to be walking in God's vision He has for your life. Because a lot of things that you may be aspiring for, that car and all these things, it may not lead you, but it may not lead you to where He has called you to be, where it's just going to be eternal peace and joy and happiness. And you're going to be doing purposeful work. Okay. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. God bless you. I love you guys so much. If you're an entrepreneur, please let me know what you do with inside the comments down below. I would love to connect with you and even give you advice if you would like that. So yeah, I hope to hear some of you guys' comments down below. But other than that, keep at it. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Just don't quit. All right. I love you guys so much. Have a blessed one.